welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, February 27th, 2025. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. With recent issues and concerns raised by residents in Chateaubriand and Fitzhugh regarding the Richmond Quarry project, former area representative for North Viewer, Dr. Gerald Thompson, is defending the government and Reno Construction in its operations. One of the concerns is that no environmental impact assessment was done specifically for the Richmond project. In an interview with SVG-TV News, Dr. Thompson stated that this was not the case, referring to a decades-old environmental impact assessment.
I am a little perturbed by the false information that I'm seeing being put out on video. And I believe that the persons who are putting it out know better, that they have the correct information but are deliberately saying something different. I used to be the representative of North Leeward at a time when an earlier quarry project emerged. And we had wanted to see an environmental assessment, an environmental impact. And it surprises me that, look, here is an environmental impact assessment done in 2008. And it puzzles me why persons are saying there was no environmental impact assessment done. On the cover, it shows the Richmond Quarry. It also did an assessment of Larry Kai for some gravel mining. But fast forward, this new project has used the same environmental impact assessment, and they have submitted a management plan, what's called an environmental management plan based on that environmental.
Dr. Thompson also sought to clarify the claims being made that stones are being removed from the Richmond River.
To the site and say, there's no stone. There's absolutely no stone there. But when you go there, you see a massive vein of stone that stretches. Permission was given to do an assessment by doing some sound charges. They use some explosive devices, I must say, to check what is the depth of the stone. And they found in certain areas there was a high overburden of soil, but there was stone there. And in certain other areas, there was a low overburden of soil. In that soil would have been lots of boulders. And also, on the flat area, not in the river, there would have been massive boulders in the river. There were sections of land that could not be used for farming effectively because there was massive amounts of stone, boulders in the stone. And let me say that Reno has been able to extract those stones, and they have not taken, my opinion of the monitoring is saying, they have not been taking stones from the river. What they did, they've trained the river. If you look at the Cumberland River, you look at other rivers in the country, you will see how stone has been packed up on the side to allow the river to flow down properly.
Dr. Thompson has repeatedly appeared on radio to refute the negative complaints made regarding the Richmond Quarry project. Meanwhile, environmental consultant Dr. Ronald Murray has voiced his disappointment with comments made by Dr. Thompson on the radio recently, claiming that Dr. Murray misspoke about the environmental and social impact assessment, the EIA, which he conducted. Dr. Murray, who conducted the EIA for Carib at the ESIA for Carib and Stones Limited in 2007, explained that the document now being used was never specifically prepared for the Richmond Quarry project.
I have not been there, and I prefer not to talk about what people tell me that's happening. And that's one of my quarrels with Gerald Thompson, in that when you go to university as a graduate student, one of the things they tell you, always go to the primary source for your information. You read a document and this person said, Tom Jones said this. They also go to Tom Jones and find out if that is so. Check the original document. If somebody told him something, he should have verified it rather than getting on the radio and saying, Dr. Murray said he didn't, and then he came back later and changed his mind. That's a lie. And I'm ashamed that Gerald would do something like that. I thought the whole thing was put to rest already. Put to rest, I am not going to carry any grudge against him. I'm mad with Gerald, I'm disappointed with him. And I really would like to tell him that to his face, but I'm not carrying that around on my shoulder. They want to use the ESI, what they've been doing. I'm not going to fight over that. It's wrong, because it's my work, and they should have gotten my approval to use my work, right? If they were in another country, they'd be sued. And then the people who like to take about suing you for doing things, they should have been sued. But I'm not going that route. For me, if it helps development in the country, go ahead. But don't use it to do what you want to do in the wrong way and use it as an excuse. Don't use it as a pretext for your misguided behavior.
Dr. Murray stated that he has never visited the Richmond Quarry project, but recently the issue has resurfaced with some residents complaining about social and environmental impacts. Dr. Murray believes that had an ESIA been conducted specifically for the Richmond Quarry project, many of these issues could have been avoided.
But the project they are doing, they will have to force adjust the ESIA that I did. They will have to take my work and gerrymander it, giblet it however they want to before they can then make a management plan, because I've been missing elements in that. Now, if you don't know all the impacts you're going to get, if the assessment was not for that and you don't have to cover all the impacts, you can't mitigate them, then you can't have a management plan. So you had to have redone the social elements. And if they had done that, they wouldn't have half of the cry they're having, because half of the cry they're having is some farmers whose lands were destroyed without any recognition. And ESI should consider the livelihoods of people. That's a major element of a social impact. Whether it's on the ash or not, in fact, the ash would have just compounded the problem. So now you'd have to give the farmers even more consideration. If that consultation is part of the ESI, then it should be incorporated into the document. It couldn't be in that document, because when I did that document, these things that you're talking about didn't happen. So you can't have some consultation out there and tell me, oh, you did consultation and then say this is the ESI. Why isn't the consultation information in the ESI? These guys are lying blatantly. If they want to use the information, they could have done better than that. My problem is that they've been misleading people, and Gerald has been talking about misinformation and disinformation. That's what we got in this report. If you're telling me people an assessment was done in 2007, there are elements in it that are relevant, I'll go all the way with you. If they had even approached me and said, well, we'd like to use this document, but we don't need to amend it, I have no objection. But nobody ever spoke to me about my document. They started brandishing around and said this ESI was done for this project, which is a lie.
Dr. Murray added that while some elements in the ESIA are still relevant, others are outdated and could now be deemed unacceptable, given that it has been 14 years since the assessment was conducted.
First of all, the social elements are different. The social elements are totally different. Secondly, the site, I don't know exactly where they're drilling. I have not gone to say I've stayed away from it. Projects are site-specific, the exact site that they're drilling. Methodology, I don't know what method they're using. The methodology for the project I did was totally different. So unless I know what the methodology is and what the exact site is and what those elements, I cannot give an opinion on what they're doing. What I can say is that what they're using, my ESI of 27, had nothing to do with what these guys are doing. It's the same area, so there's some commonality. And what bothered me more, though, is that the ESI, at the end of it had a page that says that this work should not be used by a third party without express written consent. They have not consulted me. Nobody spoke to me about it. Granted, my company has been dormant since, and that's the only reason I didn't pursue it. My company has been dormant since 2010. I stopped operating as a company. I work as an individual now. So the registered company has not been doing any kind of work since 2010. And that's the only reason I didn't pursue a legal stand on it, because they're using my work and brandishing my name, and Gerald is lying on me, saying that I never came back to anybody.
A Yemeni national who lives in the United States and is being deported has asked if the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines would accept him. Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves was on radio yesterday, indicated that he had declined the request. PM Gonsalves said the request came amid the U.S. government's crackdown on illegal immigrants. He added that the government of SVG has received a document on the new immigration policy, but there was no request to accept the Yemeni national.
There was a general document which had been sent out from the U.S. Embassy that if, with lots of things about migration policy, and if any government may wish to host, they can indicate to them. Host person from another. It wasn't a request for us. It was just a document which was sent out generally. But last week, a person from Yemen who's going to be deported. I don't know what is the reason why, if it's the people in ICE tell him, well, you can select from any number of these countries. Then we ask them whether they will take, But nobody from the U.S. government asked. But this person who is to be deported sent to our consul general in New York asking. He don't want to go back Yemen. So I wrote on the thing, I said, absolutely not.
The Prime Minister said that this is not an unusual case, reiterating that the United States government needs to provide more information on deportees, not only for SVG, but also for the region and the world.
The only people who we will take are our nationals. And of course, you know Johnny P. What I want is for them to give us, I spoke about the letter which Gustas, our foreign minister, had written to the Americans, that we need more information when you send in the deportees and issues, if we can work together with the resettlement of them and so on and so forth. But I haven't gotten any requests from the U.S. government to accept anybody. But this individual who's going to be deported, he won't go back. And this is not, we have had occurrences like this before, so this is not anything connected with the new regime.
Okay.
A man, he getting deported, and he said, boy, I'm sure that other countries in the region and other parts of the world can take me, but I ain't taking you.
Leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, Dr. Godwin Friday, has expressed confidence in the party securing office in the upcoming general elections. Speaking at the office opening for Andrew John, who will be contesting the South Windward seat on the NDP ticket, Dr. Friday said they have been and will continue to put in the work necessary to secure victory.
You all know that we are at a crossroad in this country. We are at a point in St. Vincent and the Grenadines where you look all around you and you see the evidence of a country that is falling apart. After 25 years of one government in office, the people all over the country are looking and saying, what did we get for those 25 years? You show me, instead of just bragging about how long you've been in office, show me what you have accomplished, what you have done to transform the lives of the people of this country. That is what matters. Not being world boss all over somebody else's stage. What matters most of all to the people in this country, what matters to us as candidates in the New Democratic Party, is how the work of government has transformed the lives of people for the better.
Dr. Friday stated that he is confident in his team's ability to deliver to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines once elected into office.
I will tell you this. You ask yourself, in this community here, we have farmers. Agriculture, you know, has gone to the dogs under this present administration. It now comprises less than 5% of the economy of this country. And there is no commitment on the part of the government to making things better. Andrew John, Israel Bruce, Chevron John, they are spearheading, and we have Philip now too. And Philip Jackson in the valley. And Conroy, a man with the technical skills. We are going to transform the agricultural sector in this country. I give you this promise. We in the New Democratic Party, we have outlined to you over and over again what the challenges are that we face. But you know them just as well as we do. We understand that you have to have a plan to rebuild the economy of the country if we are going to rebuild the country. You can't have a country without an economy. And for me, you cannot have a successful economy in St. Vincent and the Grenadines without a thriving agricultural sector.
Pointing to agriculture as one of their main pillars for building the economy, the opposition leader emphasized that given its importance to the country, an NDP government will do all it can to ensure the sector's success.
had a good life from it over the years. I believe that we can do so again. This present government does not believe in agriculture. They say they believe in farmers, but they can't believe in farmers and not believe in agriculture. You see, this is why the other day I hear they were out in the they were giving out, what they were giving out? Water boots and spray cans and some and fertilizer. Not everybody get, but they're coming and they're sharing with these things. As is to say, I mean, what do they think these farmers are? You think people can come and take them, yes, because you need them for their work. But the more important thing is you want to have proper feeder roads to access your lands. You want to have credit. You want to have a marketing system that allows you to plant and know for sure that when you reap, you're going to get a return for your crops that you can plant again. As it is now, the farmer is the only person who takes the risk in farming. If you have the trafficker and the price drop, they're dropping the price for you. And no matter how much it costs you to put this stuff in the land. And some people, they will go and they will reap it because they don't plant it, even though to reap it costing them more money. I know the hardships that you encounter. So I want to give you this promise that there will be, in the agricultural sector for the farmers, there will be a new dawn on the New Democratic Party.
The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, Reach to Reef project in SVG will be offering small grants to support micro-enterprises in the agriculture and fisheries sectors. The grant, totaling US $160,500, was launched on Wednesday in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture. Project coordinator of the Reach to Reef project, Makini Barrow, said that this is a great opportunity for people.
This is a microcapital grant offering to small and micro enterprises or small operators like farmers and small businesses in St. Vincent to actually have the opportunity to enhance their business or enhance their farming production. This grant is part of our small grants program. It is a total of $160,500 US, and the maximum per each application that you can apply for is $135,000 EC dollars. So as you can see, it has the opportunity for numerous persons to get the opportunity to enhance their farming production.
Barrow noted that they would like as many people as possible to get involved, especially women and youth groups, including those from the Grenadines.
Grant is encouraging women and youth-led organizations or groups to apply for this grant. So we really want to see a lot of women and youth-led organizations, cooperative, apply for this grant and use it as an opportunity to develop your farming or developing your small businesses around agriculture and agriculture services. Now, the grant is officially launching today, and you can actually find the information on the government website, particularly the Ministry of Agriculture website. You can find it, you can get hard copies of the application here at the Ministry of Agriculture at the front desk. You could also get application from the Extension Service officers in your particular area, and also from the forest rangers in the different areas of St. Vincent and Grenadines. We want to also encourage persons in the Grenadines to particularly apply for this grant, because we want to we don't want to separate St. Vincent from the Grenadines. We want to make sure that the Grenadines are part of this application process and they're part of some of the benefactors of this grant.
A component of the Small Grants project includes capacity building among successful applicants. The Ministry of Agriculture will also be offering support to develop projects. Minister of Agriculture, Subota Caesar, is encouraging people to apply early.
I take this opportunity to encourage persons who are wishing to participate to not wait until the deadline, but as soon as we open this envelope officially, I want you to get your projects together The Ministry of Agriculture will be providing technical support in case you need assistance in compiling the documents which you wish to present.
The Public Safety with Intelligence Video Analysis project, which utilizes CCTV cameras, has been a great addition to the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the RSVGPF, in the fight against crime, though it is not being taken seriously by some members of the public. This is according to Inspector Olson Rodney, who works with the Telecommunications Division of the RSVGPF, during the COP Chat program on WeFM. Inspector Rodney stated that the CCTV cameras have been instrumental in assisting the RSVGPF as they have helped solve several cases by providing crucial footage. He emphasized that the cameras have become a vital tool for law enforcement.
Now, up to today, we still have persons saying those cameras, they're not working. They're dummy cameras. They're just trying to trick us and so on. That is not the case. So far, we have a lot of success. We have cases that went to court using the CCTV cameras and a lot of convictions. So it's not a gimmick. And for the second phase, now we're really trying to tighten the grip a little bit more.
Inspector Rodney also highlighted a specific case involving narcotics, where footage from the CCTV cameras played a crucial role in solving the case. He explained that the camera footage allowed authorities to track the movements of the suspects, leading to the identification and arrest of individuals involved in the illegal drug trade.
Recently, there was a case that went to court. It was in the media. Maybe some persons don't pay much attention to some of the cases that the media will talk about and so on. There was a case where police were doing an investigation with some drugs, narcotics, and the police went there when they got the information, and the persons ran away from the police. But they simply contacted the operation center at Kittels, and there goes the same person with the same bag. He was then charged after that, and he pleaded guilty. So it's working.
Meanwhile, project coordinator Donette O'Neill stated that under phase 2, multiple steps will be taken to enhance the public safety and intelligence video analysis project. O'Neill emphasized that this phase is not only about expanding the locations, but also about improving the quality of the cameras added to ensure their efficiency.
It's not only about the locations we're installing, we're also enhancing because we're introducing the LPR license plate recognition cameras and the PTZ cameras as well, which is the pan tilt zoom cameras. In the previous phase, we just had generic CCTV cameras. So we're enhancing with different types of cameras that can access information more detailed for the police to make proper investigation.
In addition, Inspector Rodney said that under phase 2, the locations of the cameras would be expanded to cover a wider range, including the Grenadines, to further enhance public safety.
President, the first phase took us as far as Georgetown on the windward side, and in Layou on the leeward side of the country. But the second phase now we're moving even further down to Barley and Belial on the leeward end. We're not going to forget the Grenadines. So for the second phase, we'll be going to Union Island and also Beckwith. And then what we notice, because you have to learn from the first phase, we notice that persons are trying to get away from the cameras to commit their offenses. So the second phase is we are enhancing it. So some of these getaway areas where persons are now trying to get away from the police, we will get you. It's just a matter of time.
Sergeant Cian Shaw reassured the public that while the cameras are being used to improve safety, a certain level of respect for privacy is still being exercised. He emphasized that the use of CCTV is being carefully managed to balance public security with individual privacy rights.
Privacy is part of paramount protocol, so we're not invading any privacy in relation to this project. As the standard said, if a report being made, then we investigate and we look for footages related to that. That's beyond. We try to enhance these things in public places, especially terminals where commuters are there. So hopefully these are is really to make the public safe. I feel confident in what we are doing.
A commercial food preparation lab at the West St. George Secondary School was commissioned today. The initiative marks another milestone in education through the partnership between the Ministry of Education and the TX Foundation from Taiwan. Addressing the opening ceremony, Senior Education Officer Perlette Primus Hanaway encouraged the students to take advantage of the lab to perfect their skills.
Students, I encourage you to make the most of this incredible opportunity. Embrace this new learning space with enthusiasm and dedication. The skills you acquire here will serve you well in your future careers, whether as professional chefs, entrepreneurs, or hospitality industry leaders. To our school teachers, we commend your commitment to nurturing and guiding our students. Your role in shaping the next generation of professionals is invaluable. And this facility will undoubtedly aid you in delivering high-quality, hands-on education. As we officially open this facility, let us all commit to ensuring its sustainability and success. Let this be a space where knowledge is cultivated, creativity is encouraged, and dreams are realized. Once again, we extend our deepest gratitude to everyone who played a role in bringing this vision to life.
Area Representative and Minister of Education and National Reconciliation, Curtis King, highlighted the importance of students leaving school with a higher level of competency-based education. He noted that the new food lab would significantly contribute to this goal for students at West St. George Secondary School.
And where quality is concerned, it's not only in the sciences, but our trust to ensure that we have a greater level of competency-based education. That is to say, when our students leave schools, they should not only be able to read and calculate, but they must be able to do something. They must be able to enter the workforce and perform without a great deal of supervision. And that is where the important component of our education system, which was for a long period neglected, is concerned. I speak of TVET, Technical and Vocation Education and Training. So that we are here because of those choices.
Taiwan's ambassador to SVG, Her Excellency Fiona Fan, emphasized the collaboration between Taiwan and SVG, describing it as a great partnership that supports educational development and strengthens ties between the two nations.
Our gathering is not just a diplomatic occasion, but a testament to our joint commitment to community revitalization through education and social mobilization. On behalf of the government of Taiwan, I would like to extend my sincere appreciations to the two NGOs from Taiwan for their generosity. Firstly, my great pleasure to witness TX Foundation's kind endeavors to upgrade the vocational lab of commercial food preparation for West St. George School. It is a tangible embodiment of shared vision.